Watson was at his left, now goes to the right side of Veza. Veza takes the snap, drops back. Veza rolls out to his right, looking for a man. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to be,
And there goes the flag. A late hit on OPRF. They are not happy. A lot of guys talking smack on the sideline.
Looked like Anthony Mancini had to be held back there.
Hello to all you new viewers, and welcome to Oak Park River Forest High School. Apologies for the late start. Just a couple minutes gone by here in this first quarter. The season finale for the regular season for this York Dukes football team, a squad that is 8-0 and looking to finish undefeated for the first time since the 1932-33 season. A couple minutes gone by, like we said. OPRF started with this football. They had a quick 3-and-out, so now the Dukes have it, and they are putting together quite the drive. There was just a late hit penalty that added 15 yards onto the Dukes, so the ball will be marked at the 17-yard line of OPRF. And the Dukes are looking to score. As always, I'm Gavin Connolly. With me today is Choi. And this should be a good one. So now 1st and 10 from the 17. Veza taking the snap. He's looking to throw. He's got Charlie Specht on an out route. They've gone to him a couple of times on this drive.
Great job by Specht there to get open very quickly. Veza just throws a quick pass, and that's going to get him closer to the end zone here as the Dukes looking to strike first in this matchup.
So now a 2nd and 2. Dukes with 3 wide. Their typical 11 personnel. Now it's Watson. He gets the call. Nothing doing there for Kelly Watson.
Watson really struggling to get something going here earlier in the game. When I talked to right guard Lazar Todorchev, he said that they need to establish the run game early to open up the passing game. And if Watson can't get things going, then York will have a really tough time getting this offensive game plan on the move.
Yeah, this OPRF team and defense, they are very, very stingy. And they really can hang with teams, especially in the first half. They were notably tied with Glenbard West, a powerhouse, 14-14 at the end of 3 quarters. Here's a run now to Evan Grazzini, one of his first carries of the year. Do not see him really playing running back apart from a couple of times. So interesting strategy by Coach Fitz, but it worked. The Dukes convert the 3rd and 1. It'll be now 1st and goal as the Dukes try and punch it in for 6. Grazzini, typically a linebacker, and a very good one at that. OPRF stacking the box. Now Veza, direct snap. Stops short of the goal line, however. 2nd and goal.
One thing this OPRF defense does really well is they have a very good defensive line. It's anchored down by number 52, their defensive end, Cole Sneed, recently committed to the University of St. Thomas to continue his football dream. At a frame of 6'3", 220, he is going to be a nightmare for these Dukes offensive linemen.
Yeah, strength on strength. The Dukes have a very talented and experienced offensive line. So far, OPRF winning the battle, though. Now Veza looking to throw. Going to the far corner. That ball is incomplete. Good coverage. He was looking for Filosa on the quick wide receiver fade, so now it will be 3rd and goal. And now the Dukes have a decision to make.
Hey, you see Veza there trying to find Filosa in the end zone, but that was really good coverage there by the Huskies, and Filosa wasn't able to come down with it as the coverage was not just tight on him the entire time.
Offense looking to the sideline. We'll see what Coach Fitz draws up. 3 wideouts. Veza looking to throw, now turning to his left, and that pass is incomplete.
Another quick pass there from Veza. That time it's going to result in an incompletion. When he threw the ball, his receiver wasn't totally turned around, so part of his back was still like running the route, and then when Veza threw the ball, when he turned around, the ball was almost in his hands, and it just hits off of him there, and that's another incompletion for Veza in the red zone.
Back-to-back targets for Brian Filosa, however. 2 incompletions. Now it is 4th and 3, and this Duke's offense is staying out on the field. They have a reputation for being very aggressive on offense, and you're seeing it right now. 3 wideouts now. Veza in the shotgun. Kelly Watson to his left. On 4th down, Veza looking to throw. That pass is caught by Mancini, but stopped short of the goal line. So OPRF with the goal line stand, and the Dukes come up empty-handed.
Veza there with the quick pass again. This time his receiver was so close to getting into the end zone, but great defense by the Huskies as they trip him up just short of getting into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now OPRF will start their second drive from the 2-yard line. So some safety potential for this Duke's defense. Now comes the quarterback, number 2, Jack Gooch, senior, leading this offense. He's going to stand in the shotgun. Now takes the snap. It's a run up the middle. Doesn't really get anything. Close to being a safety, actually. A quick little push by the defensive line at the very end. Now it'll be 2nd and 10.
This Huskies defense is really in for a tough assignment. This Huskies offense is really in for a tough assignment today. The Duke's defense average of letting up 8 points per game, so it's going to be really hard to score some points, especially when you're starting inside your own 5.
The Dukes pride themselves on being a good defense, led surprisingly by a lot of juniors, most notably Joey Mossieri and Cole Ostendorf. Both have played tremendous this year. Gooch in the shotgun once again. Takes the snap. It's a handoff, and he's going to be dragged down. Oh, he's fighting for extra yardage, avoiding the safety. I believe forward progress will keep him out. That was very nearly 2 points for the Dukes. Great job by number 22, Eric Evans, to stay out of the end zone. Use that lower body strength.
You see Evans doing a great job fighting just for a couple of extra yards to keep him out of the end zone, which could have been a disaster for the Huskies, and 2 points for the Dukes. He turns into a gain of about 2 yards.
What was nearly a loss of 2 yards ends up being a gain of 2 yards, and now 3rd and 8. Gooch in the shotgun. Very nearly an offsides penalty, but no call. Gooch on the read option, keeping it himself, but still short of the 1st down marker. A good tackle by Drew Villard.
Villard does a great job of reading that Gooch is going to take it himself. Gooch came out running almost immediately, and he nearly gets the 1st down, but Villard with a great tackle to keep it 4th down here for the Huskies. And the Huskies have a big decision to make. 4th and short, do they go for it? And it appears that the offense will stay on the field.
See, this is really risky. Last time we did see a quarterback punt from Jack Gooch. I got to imagine that's what they're going to do again. Just going for it on your own 9-yard line just seems way too risky. And now here he is backing out. And here is the punt from Gooch. It is a low roller, but a very good punt by Gooch, surprisingly. Given the circumstances he was in, that's going to roll all the way into Duke territory. So about where York started on their 1st drive is where they're beginning their 2nd drive.
Very good punt there by the quarterback. The 2nd time we've seen that today. The only difference this time is there was no Chris Danko waiting to return it. And with that, the Dukes could not get to the ball, and it rolled all the way into their own 46-yard line.
So now out trots Veza and company, where their offense was firing on all cylinders, and then they kind of lulled to a stop when they got inside the 5-yard line. Ended up being a turnover on downs. We'll see if they can do better on this drive. Here's the first play as a screen pass to Kelly Watson. Watson ended up being forced out of bounds after a gain of 7.
You see Kelly Watson there lining up as a receiver, something I saw in the pregame, and that's very good for the Dukes if you have him taking more reps at receiver. You have a very good junior running back in Jake Mellion who was able to fill Watson's shoes left at running back just fine, and Watson at receiver. If he can get some open field, he can fly. So the Huskies have to be really careful with this Dukes offense right now.
Veza looking to throw. Now he's going to keep it himself. A flag comes a-flying. Veza taking a big hit. We'll see who the penalty is on. Veza picked up the first down if the play stands.
Penalty on the Dukes here.
It's going to be a false start on the Dukes right there, and that's going to move them back.
5 yards.
Back 5 yards, and that's just something that can't happen. You have a good run by Veza who picks up the first down, and all that work was for nothing as they move back due to a false start.
The Dukes normally a very disciplined team. That time some early movement costing them 5 yards. Now they bring out 4 receivers. And Veza's going to keep it himself, running up the middle, getting that yardage back and more. Nice slide by Veza after picking up the first down. 2:39 remaining in this first quarter. Still a 0-0 game.
Very good job by Veza there. You can see him using his legs there, and he picks up the first down. So the Dukes offense is really starting to pick it up here. They're establishing the run game early, and the passing game has looked pretty good as well. The question is, will that red zone offense be able to keep up? You saw the 4-down turnover earlier in the game, and you're hoping to not have the same situation again.
Veza, quick out route to Watson. Watson hit immediately. Tackled by number 8, that's Jacob Bickham. Still a nice gain on first down.
Big game for the Huskies here. They are currently 4-4. If they defeat the Dukes here, they will move their record to 5-4, and they will have a spot in the IHSA playoffs. So they're hoping to get in with the biggest game of the year.
A lot at stake for both teams. Duke's trying to be the first undefeated York team since 1932, 90 years ago. Meanwhile, a run by Jake Mellion picks up 8, 2nd and 2 now. Apologies, the chains were actually moved. It'll be a 1st and 10 now. Ball at the 34. Here's another run to Mellion. He fights forward for a couple, but a good tackle by number 1, Samuel Gray, able to drive him back.
I love this Dukes running back duo. I know it didn't go exactly the way they probably hoped it went, but the combination of Watson and Mellion just works like bread and butter. Watson is very speedy, and Mellion, he's more of a power back, listed at 5'9", but 170 pounds. He's got that low center of gravity and great control of his balance, and it just allows him to fight for a couple of extra yards every time he's hit.
Just like you said, Mellion a great back and great at falling forward. Here's a screen pass to Watson again. Watson bringing it into the sideline and taking a defender with him. Pushed out of bounds by number 5, Lemire Burnett.
And the Dukes pick up a first down with that one. That's when Watson's speed really comes into play. It's a short pass from Veza, but Watson uses his speed to pick up the extra yards and move the chains down. And the Dukes are getting closer and closer towards the end zone.
Veza in the shotgun. He gives the ball to Melian. Melian cutting it back up the middle, but he is stuffed. Under a minute to play here. Final 10 seconds, actually. And the Dukes will just let this clock run out. So a 0-0 ball game here on a beautiful night in Oak Park. Dukes dominating in terms of yardage, but not dominating in terms of points scored. We go to break tied 0-0. You're listening to York Sports Network. Second quarter coming up soon. Back to the action now. Both teams flipping the field. Now this OPRF student section trying to make some noise. Ball on the 21. Veza going to the air. Caught by Luke Maylander, but he was out of bounds.
Wow, what a catch by Maylander on that one. I know it didn't count on the scorebook. It's just a regular incompletion from Veza to Maylander, but his control, his footwork, he was able to catch it with one hand and reel it into his chest. If he just had a little bit of extra room in terms of width, that would have been a catch for the Dukes and a first down.
Yeah, and you were talking about Melian earlier. Luke Maylander is another junior that has stepped up quite a bit, specifically in the Glenbard West game, after their number one wideout, Charlie Speck, was receiving a share of double teams. Here's Veza looking to throw, attacking the middle of the field. That one is just out of the hands of tight end Anthony Mancini. A very productive year for him.
Just a little bit too far. Veza threw it just a little bit too far out of reach for Mancini to reel it in, but he has been efficient when he's caught the football, and Veza's hoping to make an easy target out of him throughout this game.
So now it'll be another 3rd down and 7. Just like we saw in the last drive, the Dukes, once they kind of hit the red zone, offense not clicking as smoothly. We'll see if they can extend this drive and hopefully pick up some points.
Yeah, and this is a Dukes team that averages about 39 points per game here. And if the red zone offense doesn't get going, then they're going to be in for a tough game, as OPRF's offense is not too shabby themselves, averaging a score of about 28 points per game. So they really need to step it up with the red zone offense here.
Apologies, that actually was 3rd down, so now it is a 4th and 7. Dukes attempting the field goal right now. Junior Damian Glods. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good, barely. Oh, that was close. But the Dukes pick up the points nonetheless. They lead this one 3-0 off of a very nice field goal from Damian Glods.
Wow, that was close, but nonetheless it puts the Dukes up 3-0 as the offense is starting to get going a little bit. But I'm sure if you're Coach Fitz, you'd like to see a little bit more production in the red zone here for Veza and his offense.
Getting the lead, especially with how well their defense is.
Special teams was all over them pretty much as soon as he caught the kick.
And we see taking the field on defense now is the superstar senior David Locke, who's been out basically the entire year with injury. When we talked to a couple of Dukes players, they said Locke was going to get limited playing time, but, you know, seeing the field right now, so that's great for him to be back out on the field after a long recovery. Jack Gooch throwing on first down. A quick tackle by number 4, Evan Grazzini.
Yeah, and going back to Locke, he was in a boot on like a little scooter thing. You could see him wheeling around school for a little while. And then eventually got out of the boot. Saw him today in the hallway. He was walking around, no limps at all. He looked just as healthy as before the injury. So it's got to be great to have him back if you're on this Dukes defense.
No gain on first down for OPRF. Taking their time on offense. Split backfield for the Huskies. Gooch is going to keep it himself, running the triple option. And he's tackled after a gain of 5.
That's a good option there by the Huskies. I mean, you see a couple of Dukes defenders thinking that the running back had the ball, but really it was the quarterback, Gooch, and he gets a nice gain.
The triple option, something you see a lot from schools like Army and Air Force. OPRF pulling out a little bit of trickery there to save them from a 3rd and long. We'll see what they draw up here. 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions up to this point, as we hit the 10-minute mark in the first half. Gooch takes the snap. He's going to throw a quick little screen pass, and he's going to pick up the first down. That is Lemire Burnett off the screen pass, just leaking out of the backfield, and no one picked him up. Good play by Burnett.
Yeah, Burnett catches the quick pass right there, and it's a foot race to the first down marker. Burnett is going to win as he uses that speed to pick up a couple extra yards and get to the marker.
After that gain of 6, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line.
The Huskies really starting to put together a drive here. We'll see how the Dukes defense responds to this one.
Gooch takes the snap, looking to throw again. A quick little out route. That's caught by number 44, Tyler Davis.
6 yards on the play there for number 44, Tyler Davis. Bringing the football all the way up to the 46-yard line. 2nd and 4 here.
Second and 4 now. Gooch in the shotgun. Evans in the backfield. Gooch going to throw another screen pass to Burnett. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Burnett picks up 9, and the chains will move for OPRF again.
Yeah, and the Huskies taking a rather more calm approach here instead of firing with a bunch of deep passes, but it is working as they are marching down the field slowly but surely, and the Dukes defense really has no answer to these quick passes, and it's really all about the yards after catch for these Huskies receivers, which they are getting a lot of during this drive.
Well said. Really relying on their athleticism and the yards after catch, just like you said. Now here is a give to Evans. This time they were ready for that. Number 7, Matt Sutter, coming all the way from his safety position to make the tackle. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you see Sutter with a great read right there. Reads that it's going to the running back, sprints in from the backfield, and he's able to make a tackle before the running back can even really get past the line of scrimmage.
Sutter going to be most famous for his game-sealing interception when the Dukes took down then-ranked number 4 Glenbard West late in the 4th quarter. 4 wideouts for the Huskies. Gooch takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. Firing to the near sideline. That pass is incomplete. Underthrown, but good defense by number 29, Reese Richardson, another senior defensive back who's a 2-year starter.
Ryan Martin of the Huskies. We'll go down as a 3rd and 10 here.
Big third down here for the Huskies, as they've had success with these quick screen passes, but on 3rd and long, you're not really sure if it's going to work out in your favor, so you might be forced to air the ball out, and we really haven't seen Gooch do that at all today, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to make the throw.
Burnett in motion. Now moving to the backfield. Here's a pass on 3rd down, right through his hands and incomplete. Ref keeps the flag in his pocket, and that'll bring up 4th and 10.
Great coverage there by the Dukes, able to stop the Huskies from really doing any sort of damage on 3rd and long. You saw the throw wasn't perfect. That was the question on that play, and even better coverage by the Dukes to make sure the Huskies cannot pick up the 1st down.
So now on 4th and 10, the Huskies seemingly going for it this time, but we've been fooled before. No one back deep to return a potential punt for York. And there is Gooch stepping back, and he's going to punt this one away. Strategy working to a T so far for OPRF, playing just the field position battle, relying on their defense, who's only conceded 3 points thus far.
Gooch with another great punt there. You'd think the Dukes would have learned from last time and sent a return man out, but the trickery works in favor of the Huskies, and another great spot from the kick of Gooch, and this Huskies defense has a lot to work with as the Dukes march back on the field.
Not quite the high-scoring battle we saw last year, and where 69 points were put up as the Dukes won a thriller at home, 36-33. Only a 3-0 game here with under 8 minutes to play in the first half. First down is a run, Jake Mellion. Mellion bouncing it out to the outside, but ended up going backwards. Tried to get to the edge.
Yeah, you see Mellion there. He had a little bit of room to run, but he tried to just get a little bit of extra steps to hopefully break away from every Huskies defender in sight. Unfortunately, they got there before he did, and it does not work in his favor as they are going to move backwards.
Now 2nd down, Veza, quick out route to Specht. Specht just so good at his route running. It's almost a guaranteed separation when he runs a route like that. Good play call from the Dukes, should get the yardage back. That'll make it a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, it's one thing Specht has that we don't see a lot of receivers at the high school level possess is he has incredible footwork. His ability, he's nice and calm with the feet, and just a slight movement creates such great separation between him and the cornerback, and that is why he is able to reel in so many receptions here, and he has slowly emerged as Matt Vez's favorite target.
A big 3rd down here for the Dukes. He goes underneath to Anthony Mancini, who picks up the 1st down and more. Mancini still on his feet across the 50, 40-yard, 30, and pushed out inside the 30-yard line. A big pickup for the tight end.
Mancini
Stiff-arming a man at midfield, and he just kept the Jets going. A huge pickup for the Dukes, and now they are in business.
Mancini there runs the route to perfection, creates lots of separation, reels the catch in, and then afterwards he gets even more yards as he just saw nothing but green grass, full steam ahead, and he's brought down at the 32-yard line.
A gain of 45. Now the Dukes have all the momentum. Quick run to Mellion. Gains 3. The Dukes are coming off a 50-0 shutout win against the Willowbrook Warriors at home, their final home game of the season.
Yeah, the offense doesn't look quite the same as it did last week when Willowbrook came to town, and they're hoping to get something going on the 29-yard line, hoping to get something going here.
Veza looking to throw, going deep, and he's got Mancini again. Oh no, broken up at the last second. Really, really good pass coverage. by number, I believe that's number 11, Cameron Crape.
It looked like Vezzo was going to have his man as he threw a perfect throw into the window. Mancini appeared to come down with it, but he did not have possession. It may have had something to do with the fact that another Huskies defender kind of fell on top of his teammate as well as Mancini, and that may have forced the incompletion. Nonetheless, it's a 3rd and 7 here for the Dukes, and it's going to be a big conversion here.
Another 3rd down inside the 30-yard line. Vezzo looking to his sideline. 4 wide for the Dukes. Vezzo in the shotgun. He's going to go to the air again. Blitz picked up nicely, and that ball is caught. Brian Filosa, 1st down, York. Dragged down at the 14-yard line. 13-yard line, excuse me. And a big catch by Brian Filosa, one that was contested, moves the chains for York.
Yeah, Filosa does a great job there. Good coverage there by the Huskies, but Filosa uses his height and vertical to his advantage as he leaps up. Filosa stands at 6'1", so that had to have helped too, as he's going to pick up the 1st down, and the Dukes are marching slowly but surely towards the end zone.
Dukes in the loudest part of the stadium. Vezzo, play action rollout. Has Mancini. Mancini stays on his feet and tackled inside the 2-yard line. Pickup of 11 for the tight end, and the Dukes are looking for 6.
What a great job by Mancini there. We talked about Charlie Specht and his incredible footwork, but Mancini's not that far behind him. He shows it off on that play, nearly out of bounds, but instead of staying out of bounds, he adjusts his footwork, stays in bounds, and leaps to pick up an extra couple yards.
OPRF stacking the box on this 1st and goal, anticipating the run, but they can't stop Kelly Watson. He runs it in from 2 yards, and the Dukes have the 1st touchdown of the game.
Kelly Watson, man, that's just an incredible run. Watson has lots of speed, and if you let him get past you, there is almost no chance you're going to catch him, and that's what happened on that play as the Dukes take a 9-0 lead.
Extra point coming, but Watson having his struggles in the 1st quarter earlier and finding the end zone here with 6 minutes to play, coming off a 137-yard, 1-touchdown game last week. And he finds the end zone again, a familiar place for a guy like him. Point after is good, and the Dukes now take a double-digit lead, 10-0.
I loved everything the Dukes were able to draw up in that drive. Coach Fitz did a great job with the play calling. You took yards where you could get them. You didn't try to get too greedy. You just got as much as you possibly could on every play, and you slowly marched down the field, and it was capped off with a Kelly Watson touchdown run.
So now OPRF, the ball is in their court right now in terms of their offense. They really need to answer the bell because apart from that last drive, they have not been making much noise offensively. Glad set to kick off. Fields with the 19-yard line. That is number 3, Ryan Martin.
Martin with a bit of a gain there. Didn't pick up a lot, but he's probably picked up the most out of any Huskies returner so far today. And the Huskies offense really has to get something going. Averaging 28 points per game as previously mentioned, but they have shown no signs of life here offensively. The Dukes defense, credit to them, they've done an incredible job in containing them. But we saw a little bit of life in the last drive as they were able to use the screen passes, get a lot of yards after reception, and they're hoping to do about the same thing again. We'll see what Gooch can put together here.
OPRF continuing to stay with 4 wideouts. Burnett, their most productive receiver, in motion. And they're going to run the triple option. Here is Burnett now. Makes a man miss and tackled just short of the 40-yard line. Great little move in space. to break the ankles of number 7, Matt Sutter.
See Burnett there doing an excellent job. He gets the ball late, and he's well behind the line of scrimmage. Not only is he able to get past the line of scrimmage, but he's nearly able to pick up a first down right after the quarterback Gooch pitches it to him.
Burnett seemingly used as sort of a utility back, someone like a guy like Curtis Samuel or Cordell Patterson is used. Meanwhile, here's a pass incoming from Jack Gooch that is thrown out of bounds. Had number 33, Joey Mossieri, in his face, so he had to just throw it away. That was the responsible play. That'll make it a 3rd and 2 now as the Dukes defense tries to force another 3 and out.
Great coverage by the Dukes defense. He saw a guy running to him, so he just kind of threw the ball away. Many quarterbacks and young players try to extend the play. They either hold on to the ball, which can sometimes result in a fumble or a sack, or they make a errant pass up in the air that results in a pick. Luckily for the Huskies, he just throws it down and hopes to get a second chance here.
3rd down is a run from Gooch, but he is going nowhere. Tackled for loss at the 35-yard line. A swarm of Dukes defenders were there to meet him. Cole Ostendorf, Drew Villard, amongst many others, as we hit the 5-minute mark in this contest. Now a 4th and 5.
Great job by the Dukes defense again, stopping Gooch, who has been somewhat effective using his legs today, but he was able to get nowhere, and the Dukes' combined effort is going to force a 4th and 5, and we're going to see if it's going to be another quarterback punt here.
Likely a punt coming, judging by what we've seen so far. I have to pee.
Gooch to punt it again. No Dukes return man again. And it's going to be picked up. Well, the ball continues to roll. It's going to be picked up at the 21-yard line. And that's where Matt Veza and this Dukes offense is going to take over once more. This Dukes offense starting to find some semblance of life here after the Kelly Watson touchdown. And they're hoping to...
Ball is put at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 here for the Dukes. And a huge tackle there by the Huskies. Number 1, Sam Gray.
Veza looks to the sideline looking for the play. Goes back into the huddle. It's going to be a 2nd and 9 here for the Dukes. I believe that's Mancini in motion. Veza in the shotgun. He's going to drop back, runs up a little bit, and he's going to take it himself. Veza can run, and he picks up the 1st down and just scurries out of bounds to avoid being hit, as the Dukes will pick up a 1st down as they're going to move the chains here.
Dukes trying to look for more points before this halftime, before they hit halftime. The Dukes will be getting the ball to start the 2nd half as well. 3:17 remaining. They were awarded the 1st down. Now the ball spotted at the 33-yard line. Mellion in the backfield. Watson in the slot. They're going to throw another screen pass to Watson, but he is bottled up. Tackled behind the line by a couple of OPRF defenders, Lemire Burnett and Timothy Spillane. Burnett very active on offense and defense.
Yeah, Burnett, a very rare breed of two-way players here in high school football, something we don't see very often. Going back on the play, Watson, who usually is able to use his legs to get a lot of extra yards after his reception, not able to do it there as he's just stomped by 3 OPRF defenders.
Now Veza looking to throw again, has to dump it off to Mellion. Here's Million making a man miss. Excuse me, that was Mancini. Apologies. I thought that 38 was a 30. That was Anthony Mancini making guys miss in space. Moving the chains for the Dukes after a big, big gain.
What a job by Mancini there again with that great footwork he possesses, as that's a good pickup for the Dukes.
Here's a run to Million. Tackled at midfield.
Another run there for the Dukes.
Duke's run game still looking for that big play here. Most of the big plays have come from the passing game. Obviously, that Anthony Mancini 45-yard reception is what really led them down to score the touchdown. Usually the run game is the focal point of the offense, but it's been rather quiet outside of that Kelly Watson short touchdown run.
Back to the ground game goes York. Tackled near the first down marker.
Another run for the Dukes this time.
That one will move the chains. Good spot by the official.
And they get the first down.
As we hit 100 seconds remaining in the first half. Duke's still playing very slow despite the current time situation. They do have all 3 timeouts, but in no hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage. Beza looks to throw. Pass is incomplete, intended for number 81, Chris Danko.
Pass is knocked away. Beautiful play by number 6, Tim Spillane.
Great coverage there by Spillane, able to break up a pass and what could have been some big yards there for the Dukes, as 1 minute and 18 seconds left in this half. The Dukes have got to be looking to score, as this second quarter is coming towards an end. The Dukes have got to be thinking at least 3 points here to put themselves up 13-0, hopefully 16 or possibly 17-0 as this half comes to a close.
And Glodz has a very long range for a high school kicker. That'll come in handy here. Duke's not looking for just 3, though. Beza's pass is caught by Specht. Specht had 2 touchdowns a week ago.
Pass caught.
He's getting his fair share of targets here in the first half, and he moves the chains for York.
Specht doing a great job there. Catch it quickly, maintain possession of the ball, and just step out of bounds. 1 minute 13 left. That play was about 5 seconds long, and that is what the Dukes need. Good yardage on short plays to move them closer and closer to the end zone.
Smart job of Specht of getting out of bounds. Does it to the air again. Not his best pass, was underthrown. And it hits the ground before being caught by Anthony Mancini. So we have 2nd down and 10, 1 minute and 8 to play.
Yeah, Mancini turning to the ref, pleading his case. I think he thought that ball was a reception, but it might be more beneficial to the Dukes that it is not, as they may have had to use a timeout there, as if it was a reception, he would be left in the middle of the field and the clock would continue to wind down.
That is a good point. The Dukes save a timeout because of the incompletion. Beza forced to check it down to Watson. Watson turning upfield. Watson, a lot of yards after that catch, just putting his foot in the ground and running right upfield. Moving the chains.
Pass caught by number 1, Kelly Watson.
And the first timeout will be used of this half by York.
That'll be enough for
No, they will not.
First down for the Dukes.
Under 1 minute to play. Dukes need 23 yards to get in the end zone. And now a timeout called by OPRF with 50.3 to go.
Yeah, Watson on that last play. That's when you really start to see the great effects of the speed it can have in terms of his game. He makes the catch and he just sprints ahead and he gains a lot of extra yards that some other guys who do not possess this caliber of his speed would gain on a reception like that. The Dukes looking to at least score here on this one, as they are 50 seconds away from running into the half. They're up 10-0 right now. If you're the Huskies, you're looking to make a stop, as that is why I'm sure they called that timeout to go over some defensive plays. And the Dukes getting a chance to calm down, get a drink of water, and talk over maybe a couple of offensive plays as well that they could be running.
Got to imagine that this is a big momentum drive for both sides. If you're OPRF, you don't want to go down more than 2 scores. Giving the Dukes back, with the Dukes getting the ball to start the second half. And if you're York, you definitely want to add points before halftime. Beza looking to throw underneath to Specht. Specht at the 15, and he gets out of bounds wisely.
Specht makes the catch, and he just quickly scurries off to get out of bounds as he's going to pick up the first down, I believe. 43 seconds left in this half. Oh, they're not going to move the chains. It looked like Specht picked up the first down,
short of the first down. It'll be second
I believe they're going to call him inches short of the first down marker here, as Veza trying to work with an even bigger lead going into the half.
Veza takes the snap. Quick little wheel route to Watson. Watson not brought down. Watson stays on his feet, and into the end zone goes Kelly Watson for the second time today. He evaded 2 tackles on his way to the end zone, and the Dukes stretched the lead before halftime.
That is exactly what they wanted to happen, and Kelly Watson fighting for every yard. He breaks a couple tackles on that one and just sprints into the end zone and for 6, and the Dukes go up 16-0. And if you're the Huskies, that is just very detrimental right there. The Huskies struggling against conference opponents. They are only 1-4 in the season so far, with their only win coming up against Proviso West. So they're hoping to get another conference win, but the lead is growing as they come closer and closer to halftime.
Yeah, the Dukes timed that one up perfectly. Not even having to use a timeout. Shows how much I know. I was criticizing them earlier. But 33.6 seconds remaining for OPRF to make some noise on offense. Point after is good. The lead is 17 now. As good as this offense has been, it's really been highlighted by their defense, making the necessary adjustments. As there's fan favorite Joe Myers running to collect the football after the extra point. Shout out Joe Myers, contributing member to society.
Me. You were the one who told me to do that. Like stay zoomed out to where you can see all the returns. Once the guy catches it,
Klotz to kick it off here. We'll see what type of return the Huskies has, as they have 4 people lined up near the back.
Glod's kicking it to the same spot that he normally does, and that ball was muffed at first. Now trying to go backwards is Martin, and he is tackled down.
Brian Martin on the return.
Not really sure what the Huskies special teams formation was there. It looked like the teammates got in the way of each other, and it actually caused the returner who caught the ball to muff it, as he had a Husky right in front of him and probably didn't have the best view of the football that he normally would have if it was just clear all around him. Nonetheless, 26 seconds left, and I don't know, if I'm the Huskies, I'm either going to be taking big, deep shots, or I'm just going to run the clock out and go into half with a 17-point deficit.
I got to imagine that's what they're going to do, just because we've seen no signs of the Huskies wanting to go deep thus far. Mostly just check downs and sort of short screen passes or slant routes. But we shall see. 26.4 seconds on the clock. Gooch takes the snap, and it'll be a run to Evans, who gets 1.
And the Huskies are not going to call it timeout. And you got to believe that that will be one of the last plays, if not the last play of the half. Clock winding down with 8 seconds left to go. And that should be the last play of the half. Dukes go in with a lead at 17-0. You're with York Sports Network as we go into halftime.
Quick little 15-minute break. And just like Connor said, you're listening to York Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Back again. Once he go black, he'll be back again. Tell him that it's crunch time. Yes, I caught Mad Chanel and Magic then. She did it again, imagine them. About to these magic is diamond chains, I'm at.
Gavin, you guys see this kid at my lunch?
Sophomore?
Yeah.
Freshman?
No, just watch this.
This Vanessa, none of
This kid.
the greatest one. My left stroke just went
He gets
viral.
up there.
Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
Let's hear it one more time for your Varsity Drill Team. And your Husky mascot.
No one watches it at halftime. It's a good thing we fixed that. I'm gonna zoom in on the third bench. So the third tunnel. Why? Let's zoom in on this kicker.
Your 2022 Marching Huskies. Under the direction of Mr. Anthony Sveda, Assistant Director Andrew Fredrickson, Color Guard Coach Mr. Patrick Pearson, and Melissa Meinrich. Front Ensemble Instructor Yulia Block, Drumline Instructor Joe Mirzik. Drum majors for this year are Thomas Smith, Chrissy Bray, and Matthew Jahufsky. The OPRF Marching Mustang Huskies would like to dedicate this performance to our graduating seniors. Let's show our gratitude with a nice OPRF thank you. you for their outstanding dedication and commitment to the music program. This year's show is entitled Four Dances. They will be performing the fourth movement of their competitive show entitled Malaguena.
I haven't had it since I was like 7. Johnny's beef. It's not bad. The best beef is like 5 minutes ago. I went there for the soccer game.
Right, guys. Moment of truth. Y'all looked at how Kramer Valdez over 6 straight. He's got to, right? Anything else? Not killing himself. No. Top of the second. 0 strikeouts!
Let's hear it one more time for your marching Huskies. And let's hear it one more time for your marching seniors.
I don't know. Do you want to?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the York Sports Network. We are halfway through this contest between the Dukes and the Huskies of OPRF.
First half, the Dukes really took control of the game towards the end of the half, with capped off with a Kelly Watson receiving touchdown. Kelly Watson with 2 touchdowns on the day, 1 rushing, 1 receiving, as long with a Damian Glatz field goal. And really for me, for the Dukes to keep this going, we got to get the run game going. You really weren't able to get it going early in the first half, but you need to get it to pick up. Continue with the same passing attack. They have done an excellent job with the passing attack so far this game, and I think if they keep that up along with starting to get the run game going, they'll be just fine. As for the defense, I think they need to as well. I think they need to keep playing. They're shutting OPRF out right now. And if you're Oak Park, you got to get some points on the board. The offense really hasn't done anything all day, and the defense can only take you so far.
Just like you said, OPRF known for being a first-half team, as described by a couple of York coaches. But so far, it's been the Dukes who have been in control, especially on offense. You mentioned Kelly Watson. He is leading the scoring for the offense. Pair of touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. And the kickoff is just moments away from being underway. I am Gavin Connolly. With me, my partner Connor Choi. Final second half of the regular season for York. Dukes start with the ball for the second half, and that is fielded at the 25-yard line. Taken all the way to the 35. Pretty good return. And pretty decent field position for this York Dukes team, where they really found their footing in the end of the first half, scoring a pair of touchdowns on back-to-back drives.
6-yard line, 1st and 10.
Out trots Matt Veza along with the rest of the offense, and we'll see what they can put together in the second half. Really picked it up, like you said, Gavin, towards the end of the first half. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going. They got the ball back right after scoring a touchdown pretty much, because I'm not really going to count that last OPRF drive, as they were only able to run 1 play. So Matt Veza hoping to pick up where he left off.
First play is a screen pass to Brian Filosa, who's pushed out at the 40. Filosa was a force on special teams last week in the 50-point win against Willowbrook. He had a punt return for a touchdown. So, second year in a row that he's had that happen for him. Safe to say Filosa owns Willowbrook's special teams. Only able to get 5 there, so it'll be a 2nd and 5 from the 41. Filosa in motion as we speak. And Veza's going to throw to him on the play action. Good little route concept there, and Filosa picks up 10 for a first down.
50-yard line.
Yeah, that's a really good play there ran by the York offense. You put Filosa in motion, hoping to move, get the defense disoriented. They don't move, and that just leaves Brian Filosa wide open. Veza instantly recognizes that, throws a quick pass. Filosa picks up the first down and more, and the Dukes are at midfield.
Yeah, just like you said, the whole point of that play is to get the defense to freeze for a second. Knowing that Veza can be a force with his legs, that's just kind of the confusion that you cause when you have such a talented offense. Now here's a first down run to Jake Million going nowhere, and a great tackle by Eric Evans, who's also the starting running back on offense. We've seen this sort of two-way players more and more throughout the season. A lot of two-way players on Hinsdale Central when the Dukes took on them 2 weeks ago. Willowbrook as well last week. As Melian is limping off. Watson back in. Hopefully Melian's okay.
Yeah, an injured Melian is something you do not want to see. A vital point of this Dukes offense has been the Watson-Melian combo. And if you're missing Melian, it's like missing a piece of your offense, a piece to the puzzle.
Veza on first down. Oh, great body control by Charlie Speck to make the catch. A little bit of miscommunication there. But Speck able to orient his body and his arms to make the grab.
It'll set up a third
Throw a
down
little
and
bit wide.
7
Speck
for
had
the
to turn
Dukes.
around, but he made the catch and he picked up a couple yards, which still will help the Dukes as they have a big 3rd and 7 coming up, hoping to score off the gate in this second half.
4 wide for York on this 3rd down. Veza looking to his sideline, getting the signal. Now changing his protection. Veza to throw. Good protection. Now he finds Specht. Specht reaching for it. Had to get to the 40, and I believe they're going to give it to him after forward progress. Ref signals for the first down.
It's enough for the first down.
And the drive stays alive.
Yeah, Specht with a great job there, maintaining possession of the football. They come down with it, picks up the first down, and he's the sole reason this drive is continuing so far for the Dukes. Veza is still looking sharp coming out of the gate, but the question is, will the run game be able to keep up with the passing attack?
Watson on the ground.
Kelly Watson
Gain
on the
of
carry.
0.
That gain of 0 right there. Another either gain of
He
nothing
was
or
stacked up
loss
on the
that
play
we have
by
seen
number
multiple times from the Dukes
65,
team. Something that
Stephen
we don't really
Stovall.
see often. Kelly Watson averages 63 yards per all-purpose yards per game. A majority of that coming from rushing, but today almost all of his yards have come from receiving.
Veza facing the rush. Now he has to dump it off to Mancini. And Mancini is tackled again at the line of scrimmage. Another 3rd and long coming up for York. Really, really good pressure there. Number 52, that is Cole Sneed, the exceptional defensive end that you highlighted on earlier, Connor.
Yeah, York really in a tough spot here. I'm expecting some 4-down territory unless they can move the ball up about 8 yards here because they're out of the range of kicker Damian Glotz, but punting it, you're almost certain to punt it out of the end zone.
Veza attacking the middle of the field, and an incomplete pass was targeted for, or intended for, Chris Danko, and now it'll be a 4th and 9. And now we'll see what the Dukes do.
You had Danko running the route there, the throw a little bit low, and also Danko turned around a little too late, and by then he didn't have enough time to react to the low pass from Veza, and that's going to lead to an incompletion. It'll be interesting to see what Fitz draws up here as it's 4th and 9, and it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
Offense staying out there, just like you said. Now Veza looking to throw, has plenty of time. Looks over the middle, and that is caught by Luke Maylander. First down, York. The gamble pays off, and the Dukes
The pass is caught.
will keep the drive going inside the 25-yard line now. Great hands by Maylander to secure the catch and taking the hit, as there is an injured York Duke on the field. Hopefully that's nothing serious. That's Mancini. He's getting up on his feet, walking off on his own power. Great to see, as always.
Not really sure what happened to Mancini there, but he was down for a while, slow to get up, but fortunately for the Dukes, he got up under his own power. No assistance needed, and he's going to walk to the sideline to be checked out and further examined by the training staff. First and 10, I believe, for the Dukes here, as Veza trots back onto the field from the huddle.
Touchdown right here. Touchdown.
Now a timeout called by Coach Fitzgerald.
Timeout, York.
Under 8 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. And we will take a quick break. You're listening to York Sports
Their first
Network.
of the half.
Now 1st down and 10 from the 23. Veza play action. Veza running out of time. Now he's going to run it himself. After a gain of 3, scampers to the 20.
The quarterback Veza on the keeper.
The OPRF coaches on the sideline, one of them at least, visibly upset at the play. May have been a miscommunication by some of his players, or some of them may have
3 yards.
misread the play,
2nd down and 7 for the
complaining to one of the assistant coaches or the head coach as he is screaming from the sidelines as what we can only imagine to be either a blown coverage or just a complete misinterpretation of what play was supposed to be run.
Veza in the shotgun. Veza quickly to pass. It's caught by Luke Maylander. Maylander stays on his feet. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Dukes! Luke Maylander making a man miss, and he scores from 13 yards out. The Dukes extend the lead even further, and Veza has his 2nd passing touchdown of the night.
Maylander, one of the players you highlighted, is an impact junior, as he's done a fantastic job here, as he gets another receiving touchdown, as he will put the Dukes up 23-0. As Glotz on to attempt the extra point to make it 24-0.
Missed tackles really being a factor in this game, especially in the red zone. We mentioned the Dukes offense was really kind of stagnant. OPRF was tackling really, really well early in the game, but whether it's fatigue or not, it's just a lot of missed tackles. On the Watson touchdown, he made a couple guys miss, and then just there, another missed tackle on Maylander, and then it was just a foot race to the end zone. And that's a race he's going to win most of the time.
Yeah, really, like you said, really in the beginning of the game, like 1st quarter, they did an excellent job. You really couldn't get past many defenders, but slowly as the 2nd quarter progressed, we started to see more missed tackles. And then there on that Maylander touchdown, he made a miss, and that he just sprints into the end zone to extend the Dukes' lead. And OPRF has really got to shore up the defense here if they want to keep this game somewhat competitive. Obviously, the offense has got to start rolling, but the defense has got to shore up as well, because they have looked nothing like they did in the 1st quarter.
Fielded at the 20-yard line and dragged down. A great play made by Evan Grazzini.
Grazzini with a couple of really nice tackles there today, as that being one of them. He stops what could have been a nice return for the Huskies, as they're going to be set up with some not so great field position again, as the ball appears to be spotted at the 24-yard line, as Gooch will have a lot of field to go if he wants to make it into the end zone. OPRF still looking for the first points of the game, as their offense has yet to come up with the big play, running a lot of screen passes and halfback draws.
Burnett in motion. Now it'll be Gooch to throw, and he checks it down, and it's intercepted by Grazzini. Read Gooch's eyes the entire way. He picks him off inside the 15-yard line, and the Dukes will set up shot with fantastic field position. The defense makes a big play, and OPRF is just looking for answers right now. Dukes back to work on offense.
Wow, what a sensational play by Grazzini there. Gooch looking for Burnett again, his clear favorite target this game. Grazzini was kind of hanging around near Burnett, but not close enough, and Gooch had no idea he was there. He read the play well before Gooch decided to throw it, starts sprinting in, and he just picks it off, and he sets up Veza with some very nice field position. An excellent play by Evan Grazzini.
Veza signaling for Kelly come onto the field. 7:22 to go. Ball on the 12. Danko in motion. They're going to give it to him. It's a jet sweep. Danko inside the 10. Danko tackled at the 5-yard line. Good pickup on 1st down.
On the right side. Gain of 6 yards, making it 2nd and 4 for the Dukes.
Here's the give to Watson on 2nd down. Stopped just short. It'll be a 3rd and short.
Short gain there on 2nd and 4.
Couple of Dukes checking out and being swapped out with some substitutions.
2 for the Dukes.
And Grazzini, who just had the interception, is going to check in for the offense. I believe he's going to check in at running back, a position he does not play very often, but he did get a touch earlier in this game. We'll see what he can do in the red zone.
Now here is the give to Grazzini, a very active man today on special teams, on defense, and on offense. But on 3rd down, he is stopped short.
Looks like the running back is short.
That'll bring up a 4th down, and we'll see.
It will bring up 4th down for the Dukes.
The Dukes really brought out the jumbo set there. Linebacker Jacob Young in there as well. And the Dukes will look to go for it. They got stopped on the 3-yard line in the 1st quarter on 4th down. Got to imagine they're going to do something different here.
Yeah, you have a sizable lead. I think you can kind of experiment. I would use this to really just look at what plays you have and just maybe work on a play you haven't seen in a while.
Here's Veza to the air. Oh, just out of reach of Brian Filosa. And OPRF stops York on 4th down for the 2nd time inside the 5-yard line. A huge sigh of relief for OPRF, and the Dukes can't cash in the turnover.
Filosa so close to catching the ball in the end zone, just a little bit out of his reach. He dove for the ball, but he could not come back up with it, and that is a huge turnover on downs for the Huskies. But they have a lot of work to do, as the Dukes did not do them any favors with field position, as they're going to be on their own 4-yard line.
So out comes Jack Gooch and the rest of the Husky offense. On 1st down, it's a give to Evans. Evans spinning. Doesn't get past the 5-yard line. OPRF wearing their navy blue jerseys, navy blue pants with their classic white helmets.
As a running back, Evans up the middle on 1st down and 10. It'll be a gain of 1.
Dukes rocking their white jerseys with their green pants, looking dapper as always.
OPRF hoping to get something, just any semblance of life on this play. Obviously, this game so far has not gone the way they've hoped it to go, but fortunately for them, there's a lot of football to still be played.
On 2nd and 9, here's a read option. Jack Gooch fooled the defense.
The quarterback, Jack Gooch, on the keeper.
Still doesn't get a whole lot of yardage, however. It'll be a 3rd, and it'll depend on where they spot the ball. It'll be a 3rd and 6
for the Huskies.
Yeah, Gooch running another option, something we've seen him do multiple times today, but it really just hasn't been very effective for him in this offense today. Nothing has really worked in their favor. They're struggling to find any sort of play that's their go-to play to run, and that has led to no points put on the board for them so far.
We'll see what they do on 3rd and 6. Gooch to throw. That pass is incomplete, thrown too low, and he couldn't give his receiver a chance.
Number 44, Tyler Davis.
Tyler Davis was the intended receiver. That'll make it 4th and 6. And again, kind of a similar situation they were in the first quarter. 4th down, and not too many yards to go, but you're backed up on your 8-yard line. If they don't convert this, they're basically giving the Dukes free points. The Dukes do have a man back deep to return a potential punt. We've seen a lot of punts by Jack Gooch.
I think the Huskies have, every punt they have run has come from the leg of Jack Gucci's. He's going to back up again, and he's going to kick it away.
Danko's going to let it bounce, and it's going to roll all the way to midfield for OPRF. Into York territory, and that's what they'll take over with 3:20 remaining in
Jack Gooch on the punt.
the third quarter.
You know, Jack Gooch has an interesting kicking style. It doesn't get the hang time, but for some reason he's able to pick up a ton of yards. And while they're obviously punting because they couldn't convert on third down, they've really helped this defense all game in terms of field position, and they've continued to do so even late into this game. And here comes Veza Watson, among others, to take over. 24-0 Dukes, 3:19 left in the third quarter, and OPRF hoping for a stop.
So the Dukes back to work on offense after being stopped on fourth down. They start with a run to Watson. Watson loses yardage on the carry.
For Kelly Watson, but this time he's stood up by a swarm of Huskies.
One thing I'd like to compliment the Dukes on is their offensive line has done an incredible job. Obviously, as you know, number 52, the defensive end, Cole Sneed, a D1 commit. So that is no easy assignment to go up against, but he had a couple of big plays in the first quarter, but after that, they've done a very good job at containing him and making his impact as little as possible.
Veza back to throw, and a familiar out route is caught by Charlie Speck. It'll be a 3rd down and 6.
Short gain of about 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down for the Dukes.
Third and 7 here for the Dukes. They're hoping to convert to extend the lead to 30-0.
4 wide, trying to spread out this OPRF defense.
If the Dukes are able to score a touchdown on this drive, we will now officially hit the score of a running clock as per IHSA rules. If a team is up 30, the clock will become a running clock.
Veza forced out to his left, now looking downfield, intended for Mancini. That ball is incomplete, but a flag comes out. Likely pass interference on number 11. That's Cameron Crape. Mancini was the intended target. He doesn't make the catch, but the Dukes will extend this drive. Pass interference called.
Yeah, might have been a slight tug on Mancini right as he was running in to catch the pass from Veza, and that's what triggered the flag. We'll see the official ruling from the refs here. And it will be pass interference on the Huskies, and that is just something that cannot happen on third down. Had good coverage, but she just pulled him a little bit, and that's an easy pass interference call for the refs to make. And the Dukes have a fresh set of downs and much better field position.
It will bring the ball to the 33-yard line of the Huskies.
Now 1st and 10 from the 33. Trips formation, but Veza goes to the near side. Oh, almost a fantastic one-handed catch from Speck. Couldn't hang on at the very end. That was number 8, Jacob Bickham in coverage. Number 8 on number 8.
Props to Tim Spillane right there. He got all up in Veza's face, forced him to hurry the throw, and that may have caused it to be a little bit high to Speck. Veza normally very good at making those quick, accurate passes, something that makes him such an effective quarterback here under Coach Fitz's offense.
Veza to throw, a free rusher comes, and Veza has to throw it away. Number 1, Sam Gray, was unblocked. Now 2nd and 10 becomes 3rd and 10.
It will be 3rd down and 10 for the Dukes.
The Dukes have been 50-50 on 3rd down tonight, so we'll see what they draw up as they need 10 to move the chains. As we welcome all new viewers to York Sports Network, Dukes hold a 24-0 lead with 2:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dukes are facing a 3rd and 10. Veza in the shotgun. He goes to the air again, looking deep. He's looking for Maylander. That is caught! Touchdown, Dukes! Unbelievable throw and catch. The junior has his second of the night, and the Dukes are one step closer to the undefeated regular season. What a play from both quarterback and receiver, and it is all smiles on the Dukes sideline as they hit the 30-point mark.
Wow, that is a incredible throw by Veza. And props to Maylander. I mean, he had two guys on him. Veza placed the ball perfectly right into the hands of Maylander, and he catches it for his second touchdown of the game. And he is having an incredible game so far here at Oak Park, as it is now 30-0 in favor of the Dukes.
Point after is good.
The kick is good.
And it is 31-0 Dukes.
The Dukes playing a very complete game today. Incredible defensive performance. They are looking for the second consecutive shutout victory here against the Huskies, and the passing offense has been incredible today. Really, the story of this offense so far has been the run game, but the pass game has also been incredible, as it's really starting to come around in this game, and they're really showing that they can be effective with the passing game too. When the run game isn't on its A game, you don't have to worry, as they have a whole other section of the playbook that is wide open.
Kickoff by Glads, fielded at the 20. This is Martin. He's knocked out of bounds at the 32.
Good return there by the Huskies, number 3, Ryan Martin. The ball will be spotted at the 33-yard line for the Huskies, 1st and 10.
First play of this OPRF drive is going to be one of those triple option plays. They end up pitching it to Evans. Evans gains a decent amount on first down.
Amir Burnett on the triple option.
The triple option there being one of the only
he gets it up to
bright spots here during this
line.
game in this offensive attack for OPRF.
5, it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Huskies.
Unfortunately for the Huskies, the rest of their offense isn't clicking, but the triple option in an offense that is firing on all cylinders can be quite effective, as we see, like previously mentioned, offenses like Army and Navy that run that same type of offensive attack.
The first deep shot of the game by Jack Gooch falls incomplete.
Deep pass intended for Ryan Martin down the right sideline, incomplete.
Ryan Martin was the intended wideout, but good coverage by Reese Richardson.
From their own 38-yard
Now it'll be a 3rd and 5.
Richardson with excellent coverage. The first really deep shot we've seen from Gooch all day, and it's just a little bit too far for the reach into the hands of his receiver, and an excellent job by the Dukes to contain him.
Now 3rd and 5. Gooch dumps one off to Burnett. Tackled short of the 40.
Short gain of 1. It'll be 4th down and 4 for the Huskies.
Oak Park River Forest's conference game struggles have continued. Like I said, 1-4 so far against conference opponents. Only conference win against Proviso West, where they were able to defeat them by a pretty large margin. hoping to get some offense going in this one as the clock is winding down. The end of the third quarter is near. 35 seconds remaining as the Dukes have a 31-0 lead over the Huskies.
Gooch to throw on 4th down. That pass is caught by Martin, extending the drive and getting into Duke territory. They really need to hurry as they have 24 seconds remaining.
49 of the Dukes. 1st and 10 for the Huskies.
And that's a great job there. First, a few first downs off the passing attack for the Huskies. And they've done that was an excellent pass from Gooch to the open receiver to pick up the first down. 7 seconds left in this quarter. The question is, will they be able to get the play off?
It appears that they will not. End of the third quarter. The quarter that was once again dominated by the Dukes. 2 touchdowns for them. No points for OPRF. The Dukes lead this one 31-0. You're listening to York Sports Network. I am Gavin Connolly with Connor Choi. We'll be right back for the 4th quarter of this game. The action here, 4th quarter. The first play is a run by Gooch, who has to slide down behind the line of scrimmage.
Gooch on the keeper. Tackled for a loss back at the 49 of the Huskies. It will bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Huskies.
Loss of 2 on that first down play. Now 4 wideouts for the Huskies. Gooch looking to throw. It's a short pass caught by Burnett.
Pass swung out and caught by number 5.
Only a gain of 2, though, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
49 of the Huskies. Rather, he gets up to the 48 of the
Burnett really being the only form of offense here. He's been targeted the most. He has the most receptions, and he most likely has the most yards for this offense here today, as it's been a struggle to march down the field. They had the one drive where they came close, but were unfortunately not able to capitalize. And ever since then, it's been offensive struggles and lots of punting here for Gooch.
3rd and 9, only 3 Dukes lined up on the defensive line. Now Gooch looking to throw, firing downfield. That pass is intercepted. Another interception for the Dukes defense. This time it was number 22, Jack Korzanowski. So another OPRF drive that leads to no points. And the Dukes are really in business with 10:27 to go.
OPRF, it seemed like they were starting to get some momentum going, and then Gooch throws a pass. He kind of rushed it to his receiver, and it was right into the lap of Korzanowski, and that is the 2nd interception thrown by Gooch in the last 5 minutes of game time, and Veza's going to take over at the 37-yard line.
First down is a run by Watson, getting all the way to the 40.
The running back.
Watson really showing off the speed there, able to pick up the first down and a couple extra yards on the first play.
play,
as
it will be against
Watson,
the Dukes.
one of, if not the fastest players on this Dukes team, has been a vital piece of the offense this year. But it appears the run will be all for nothing as the Dukes are moving backwards.
24-yard line.
That was a holding penalty. First and 13 now as we hit under 10 minutes to go. It's a read option. Veza with the keeper. Slides at the 30-yard line.
Dives down at the 30-yard
Gain
line.
of 6.
Gain of
Second
6,
and 7 upcoming.
second down and 7.
Kind of an awkward slide there for Veza. He's got to be careful there. He didn't slide feet first. It was more of just a fall over, but he fell over onto that right shoulder, which is his throwing shoulder. And if he's not careful, that could lead to potential injury, which is the last thing the Dukes need right now.
There's a run. Watson trying to cut back, but he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Defensive play there, made by number 54, Cole Robertson.
Yeah, you see Watson there trying to cut back, but it's no use as that's going to be a loss as Watson was unable to do much there. The Huskies defenders were almost immediately there. You see, I believe it was the D1 commit, Cole Sneed on the assist with the tackle.
Cole, it was the big defensive lineman Cole Robertson, number 54, with the big tackle for loss. Now Veza trying to make it up, scrambling out to his left, just deciding to run for it. He's going to get the first down all by himself, turning on the jets as he hit the sideline. And Veza extends the drive, and that's just a huge soul-crushing conversion if you're OPRF. You really had to get the Dukes off the field there, but they just let Veza escape the pocket and scamper down the sideline.
Yeah, Veza can really run, and you haven't seen him use much of his legs today because he's been so effective passing-wise, but there he shows off his scrambling ability, and one thing he does really well is extending the play, just like you saw there.
Kelly Watson with the carry. Timeout for an injured player.
There's Watson there with the carry, but it appears he's going to be injured. But it looks like he's going to get up fast. Quickly getting up. Hopefully he's okay. Watson leaped and hit the ground hard as he appears to be clenching what looks to be his right side. Maybe bruised a rib or two there, and he's slow to walk off the field. Remember, Jake Mellion exited the game earlier as he was limping off the field. So the Dukes so far without Anthony Mancini, Jake Mellion, as well as Kelly Watson for at least a couple plays.
And that is not good if you're a Duke fan or a Duke player. Watson being so valuable to their offense. And you got to imagine that this is going to make Coach Fitz think twice about keeping his starters in for very long. They're up 31. But they still have Veza and company in. Here's a run by Adam Fennell, number 23, the third-string running back. He rumbles ahead for a first down.
Fennell with an effective run there. And he's big things coming from him next year, as him and Mellion, I believe, are both juniors this year. They will be entering their senior season next year, as that will be the next duo. Fennell a third-string running back, but he is still very effective in the limited action I have been able to see from him, as I think he is a very effective runner. So the Dukes hoping that their two running backs are fine, but they should not be concerned with the running back they have in now.
Another ground give. And there you see the backup quarterback coming in, number 5, Sean Winton, so Veza's day is done.
And another injured Duke. You just kind of see
Timeout for an injured player.
Number 64, Lazar Todorchev, kind of roll over onto his back there. That is not a good sign. I was able to talk to Lazar this morning, and he was very excited for this game. The starting right guard for the Duke's offensive line. So we've seen 3 starters go down, as well as the backup running back, who you could make a case for as a starter if you put Watson in as the slot receiver. So arguably 4 Duke starters have been injured so far, and this is not a good sign here if you're Coach Fitzgerald, hoping these are all just minor injuries and nothing serious, hoping for just a leg cramp or two, as Todorchev looks to be running off to the sideline, something the other 3 were not able to do. Todorchev probably going to catch a breather and a sip of water, as Sean Winton in the shotgun now.
You see the Dukes also removing Charlie Specht, replacing him with Brian Grant. Here's a jet sweep to Chris Danko, number 81, but OPRF was ready for that one.
Jet sweep, but he stood up.
Number 33, that is Khalil Nichols making the play.
Number 1, Sam Gray.
So Danko goes backwards, a loss of 2 on the play as we hit under 7 minutes.
Nichols, combined effort from Nichols and number 1 Sam Gray there for the tackle for a loss, and it's going to be 3rd and 11 here for the Dukes. Let's see if Sean Winton can convert on 3rd and long here.
We'll see what Winton tries to do. Also in the game is number 85, Kevin Noonan, the backup tight end. Winton looking to throw, now running out of time, heaves one downfield, and that ball is caught! What a catch and what a throw by Sean Winton, the junior extending the drive. Caught at the 5 by Danko.
Wow, what an incredible play there by Sean Winton. Rolls out to his right as the pocket collapses, makes a perfect throw, showing off that arm strength. And Danko right there to make the reception, and that's going to be a 1st and goal here for the Dukes, as Sean Winton has led this team to the red zone with 5:45 remaining in the 4th quarter.
There's the future right there. Here's a give to Adam Fennell. He gets bottled up.
And the running back is stopped.
Fennell fighting for yards.
Play made by number 33.
It appears to be a gain of 0. Khalil Nichols again. His name has been mentioned multiple times, as he has made multiple tackles and tackles for loss. The Dukes looking over to the sideline to collect the play that is being called.
It will go as a 2nd down and 7.
As we hit the 5-minute mark, Duke's looking for more. Most of the starters gone from this game, however. And now it's Winton in the shotgun. They need 7 to get to the end zone. It's a give to Fennell. And Fennell short of the end zone, but picked up a couple.
Stopped at the 4-yard line.
And the viewers are getting a glimpse of what the starting offense could look like next year. Sean Winton, the projected starter, as he will enter his senior year. Jake Mellion, who left with an injury, is the projected starting running back for next year, as he will also be entering his senior year. And Adam Fennell, who is in at running back right now, is going to be the projected RB2. As this Dukes team could look completely different next year, as we have many players graduating after this season.
Winton takes the snap, looking to throw. Far corner, incomplete.
The pass is incomplete.
Over the head of number 81, Chris Danko. He's been looking his way a few times. It's now 4th and goal. And out comes the kicking unit.
Winton there with a sharp pass towards Danko. Unfortunately, I think he put a little bit too much zip on the ball, as normally on plays like that where he needs time to get separation, he kind of floated up in the air. But Winton with a sharp pass, and just Danko did not have enough time to react, and that's going to cause a 4th and 3 And the Dukes are going to go for 3 here to try and extend the lead to 34.
Good snap, good hold, and a good kick.
Field goal kick is good.
Damian Glodz adds 3 more, lead now 34-0 with 3:56 remaining.
Yeah, and Gavin, I really like what the Dukes have done so far. And with a lot of starters going out due to injury, not really sure what types of injuries, hopefully low caliber injuries, but I really liked what I've seen from the replacement. Sean Winton with a very nice deep pass to Chris Danko. And while they couldn't score and get into the end zone with a touchdown in the red zone, they were able to put up 3 and extend the lead to 34 with 3 minutes and 56 seconds remaining, as they are hoping to get this only the second undefeated regular season in York Dukes football history. Last time being 90 years ago, 1932, under head coach Clarence D. East. Some of you may recognize that name, as Clarence D. East is the name of York's home football field. One of the more memorable names, as his name is on multiple plaques in the trophy case in York.
There's the kick. They're going to let it bounce now. Fielded at the 26. Flag comes out. Might be a block in the back.
By Cam Crape. There is a flag on the play. Crape got out to the 32-yard line.
Refs having a little meeting over there. Discuss what the penalty is and who it's on, as the Dukes defense has marched onto the field. It's going to be against the Dukes.
York.
And OPRF is going
to the 42-yard line of the Huskies.
move up. They'll be on the
They'll have it
42-yard line, 1st and 10, as Cooch marches back onto the field with the rest of his offense. OPRF just hoping to put together a scoring drive to avoid the dreaded shutout. Never a good feeling when your team is shut out at home. The Dukes shut out the Warriors last week at York for the final home game. There's a run.
By number 22, Evans, bowling over defenders. Good run by him.
Evans doing a really good job being able to stay in bounds there, as he's going to pick up the 1st down, fighting for every yard. That is an effective run for the Huskies.
And barring a miracle, it's safe to say that York will secure the undefeated regular season. Barring a miracle, we've seen crazier things happen. Only down 34. But the Dukes very well on their path to victory. Eric Evans refusing to go down. Now he cuts it back to the near sideline before he's dragged down by number 12, Marquand Brewster. A gain of 15 from the senior.
He gets inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
The Huskies not going down with a fight, showing a little bit of fire left within the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds here, as they are hoping to put some points on the board. Obviously, they were. This is not the result the Huskies were hoping for.
Here's Evans again in space, and a couple of pretty long runs for Eric Evans.
11-yard run.
3 runs of 10 yards or more. Now with under 3 to play, the Huskies have touched the red zone for the first time.
Eric Evans with multiple nice runs during this drive, and unfortunately for the Huskies, it's coming a little bit too late, but it is good to see that that their offense is starting to figure it out, that they are able to make these plays, and they have done a nice job in the last drive. with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Huskies hoping to put some points on the board.
Gooch now looking to throw. That pass is caught. Number 12, that is Roger Scott, his first target and first reception of the evening.
He gets down to the 14-yard line.
What a season the Dukes have had so far, Gavin. I mean, last year they were so close to an undefeated season. Unfortunately, they lost to Hinsdale Central at home. But this year they came back after losing in the first round of the playoffs to Manuka. And they've come back and they've looked better than last year. And they are minutes away, a couple minutes away here from an undefeated season.
Gooch going to the air. That is caught. No. Dropped at the last second. It was Roger Scott, intended wideout. But just going back to what you were saying, Connor, yeah, the Dukes have been nothing short of perfect thus far in terms of wins and losses. It's just been an outstanding season. This Dukes group just has so much chemistry. They play with such experience and intelligence. But overall, it's just the team bond, or the bond that this team has with the coaches, with each other. It's really special, and you don't see it a lot at the high school level. Meanwhile, here's a give to Eric Evans. Stopped short on third down. It'll bring up fourth down.
And I really like what Coach Fitzgerald has built here at this high school. He came in with a struggling program, struggling to get wins. There were multiple seasons where they were well below 500 in the past. He came in and he's built this program pretty much up in 2 years, and he's done a fantastic job with what he's had. And he's hoping to make a deep run in the playoffs and a potential shot at state this year.
And we know that the Dukes can hang with the best of the best. Here's a fourth down play. They give it to Burnett. Burnett inside the 5, nearing the end zone.
There by number 5, Lemire Burnett.
Lemire Burnett moves the chains on fourth down. And OPRF is very close to punching it in. However, it is likely too little too late, as this deficit just too big to overcome for OPRF. And it's got to be disappointing for them. 4-4, you win this game, you're likely in the playoffs, but it looks like they're going to come just short. Reminiscent of 2019 when the Dukes played OPRF, and OPRF actually crushed the Dukes' hopes of getting a playoff spot. Meanwhile, here's a throw that is caught for the first touchdown of the game for OPRF. Number 3, Ryan Martin catches it on the slant to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, back to what you were saying, Gavin. Unfortunately, the Huskies, this was a must-win game for them. They knew what was at stake. But the Dukes also knew what was at stake, trying to become a record-setting team here in the year 2022. And it looks like they're going to get it. And unfortunately for the Huskies, they have had a wonderful season, but they fall short of making the IHSA playoffs. But they're able to have one last hurrah as Gooch finds his receiver in the end zone, but to put them on the board. The score is 34-6, 1:04 remaining in this game.
OPRF's going to try and go for it, but like you said, just kind of struggling down the stretch this team was in terms of conference play. This loss will bump them down to 1-5 in conference play, as a throw here is caught by Ryan Martin. Very good catch over the Dukes defender. That'll make it a 34-8 ball game with 1:04 remaining. Connor, before the kickoff, with the Dukes likely wrapping this one up, what did you like from the Dukes this evening? What really stuck out to you that led them to such a dominant victory?
Yeah, I really liked their ability to adjust the offensive approach. Throughout the season, they have been a run-dominant team with a combination of Kelly Watson and Jake Mellion. Obviously, that it was a slow start with the run game. Really only the impactful run being the Kelly Watson rushing touchdown, as well as maybe a couple of Matt Veza scrambles. But they were able to rebound, get the offense going with the passing game. Luke Maylander has had an incredible game tonight. And it was really kind of a test for this Dukes team, I believe. I really believe that they needed to prove something. They needed to prove that their passing game was able to hang with the run game, and tonight they showed that. Unfortunately, it may have come at a cost, as there are multiple Duke starters who have been injured, but many of these injuries they were able to come up from very quickly as they begin to prepare for the playoff game that is to come soon.
Yeah, and you got to hope those are minor injuries. You know, most of them walking off on their own power. It may just be fatigue, some cramps, so nothing too serious, it seemed. Don't want to get anybody worried. Here's Chris Danko breaking into the open field at the 45, now tripped up at the 47-yard line. Nearly a special teams touchdown for the speedy junior.
Wow, Chris Danko showing he can really run too. I mean, he's a very speedy player. He's a two-sport athlete, also playing for the York baseball team. He is an outfielder, very fast in the outfield and very fast on the football field. As the Duke's offense is coming out to the field for what is hopefully the last time, Gavin, as they're going to run the clock out and march to 9-0 in an impressive victory against an OPRF team that really had a shot to take them down. If anyone had a shot in these last couple games, it had to have been OPRF. Once you got past that dreaded Glenbard West game with a victory, it really seemed like the only team left on the schedule to beat was Oak Park River Forest, and they did so in convincing fashion, as for the first time in 90 years, the Dukes will move to an undefeated regular season at 9-0, the second time in program history, and it has been an all-around team effort for an amazing victory and a history-setting victory here.
You see on the field right now the victory formation for the backups. Final snap, the Dukes are lining up, and that will do it. Your Dukes are 9-0. A season of perfection, top 5 wins, a conference championship, and now finally a perfect 9-0 regular season for this history-making team.
Thank you so much for coming.
It has been a wonderful season so far. OPRF hoping for a different result. Unfortunately, they were not able to get it, but wow, the Dukes have been incredible this season. They looked incredible tonight. The passing game looked on point, and if they can keep this offensive momentum, I believe they will do just fine in the playoffs. It has been a wonderful regular season so far for YSN as well as Dukes football.
Yeah, just like you said, a great regular season, but you got to imagine everything in the Dukes' mind is just the thought of that the job's not finished, you know. Last year they had another tremendous regular season, but got bounced early in the playoffs. Well, they're going to celebrate this win and this season overall. Their mind has to get focused on the playoffs, which will happen next week, and be covered by York Sports Network as always. But tonight is a night of celebration. Final score in this one, York Dukes 34, OPRF Huskies 8 for Connor Choi to my left. And the whole crew, Jacob Ferraro, Christian McQuaid, TJ Silkaitis, and the great Jack Borchers. I am Gavin Connolly saying good night and go Dukes.